Hey guys, it's Melissa. In this video, we are going to do something super scary. We are unfortunately going to have to replace the print head in my relatively brand new EufyMake E1. So here's the thing. I didn't even realize that I was having an issue to begin with. I went to print something that I needed to make sure that it had a white base for. And what I realized is like, this doesn't look like white. I could not figure out what was going on. I printed multiple layers, even with like 6 layers, it was still like, not really white. So then I did a test print and another test print and another test print, like 12 test prints later. I'm like, yeah, something is definitely wrong. So this is what the test print looks like. Yours hopefully doesn't look like this. This is black, but it's supposed to have, see these little teeny lines? It's supposed to have white lines on the black, and that is the white test print. So I did this repeatedly. Everyone came out exactly the same. Now, if you look at a certain angle, you can see that there are little dashes on there, but they are not white. Okay, so something is wrong with the white. So I contacted, I've actually been working with EufyMake, just like many, I hear you guys talking about, oh, the influencers. Well, here's the thing. Unfortunately, like, this is why we need to do some testing ahead of time. This is why we need to make tutorials, because otherwise, customer service is going to be completely overwhelmed. You guys will have to wait, but if you can instead just watch a quick video, figure out how to do this, what's normal, what's not, what you should be looking for, how to potentially fix this without needing to create a ticket, then good on you. All right, so anyway, so I contacted my EufyMake contacts, and they were like, okay, Melissa, show me all this information. And I did. I sent them the test prints. They said, okay, yeah, that doesn't look right. Something is wrong. Reset your device back to manufacturer settings. You basically set it back to factory settings, and then it has to pull all of the ink out, and it puts it all in the waste tank. I'm telling you, it uses a ton of ink. Okay, I actually had to replace the waste tank on the side. I had to get a backup set of ink. It's a very wasteful. And then I sent the results of that to EufyMake, and they were like, yeah, still doesn't look good. Do it one more time. So then I had to do this reset, which takes like 45 minutes to an hour every single time again, with the same result. And so that at that point, they were like, okay, you need a new print head. So they sent me a new print head. Okay. Now I've taken out of the box, which is why I'm doing this. That is why we are to this point. So at this point, we are now going to replace the print head. This sounds scary. So you can see I have printers behind me. I have an office space full of printers. I have dozens and dozens and dozens of printers of all types. DTF printers. I have 4 other UV printers. I have sticker printers. I have inkjet printers. I have sublimation printers. You guys know I have all the printers, right? I have never, in all the years I've been doing this, which we're on year 12 now, had to replace a print head, especially of a brand new machine. So we're going to do this together and hope that it works out. Now, the directions, the steps to do the print head replacement are all through the app.
Everything is going to be done through the app. So launch the app, and then what you're going to do is click device. Go all the way down until you see where it says parts and supplies, and click on that. At the top, you'll see print head. So you're going to click on print head, and that is going to give you the 2 options of replace or get a new one. So you are going to click replace, and that is going to start giving you the screens about exactly how to replace your print head. Now, I am going to tell you that I am going to walk you through this. Trying to do this with both the app, showing you the app and showing you my screen is very complicated, so I'm just going to walk you through. Okay, so standing on the back side of the machine away from the cartridges, you're just going to tap on the 2 corners of that transparent, translucent cover. That's going to give you access. And now we're going to just take this cover off. Okay, so this little piece here at the top of the print head is just going to pop off. And then that is going to expose these 2 screws. So the hex tool that came with it is going to be used to remove the screws, or actually not even remove, it's just unscrew them. They don't come completely up, which actually I think is good, because I have in the past with other printers had to do something similar to this and then lost the screw in the printer. So it's actually good that these don't come completely out. So you're going to unscrew as far as you can, and then you need to pop this piece up. So it's almost like a pop-up tent trailer thing. Like, it just comes up at like a 45 degrees, just like that, as high as you can get it That's what you need. That's the position that it needs to be in. Now, once you get it to this position, you are now going to be able to remove the print head. I'm going to warn you, this is not an easy thing to do physically. So as you see that one tab there on the right-hand side, there's another one below that, and you need to compress that. Now, the other thing that I want to tell you is the reason I'm pointing like this, what you see on the screen, is my print head got moved over underneath the camera and I was not able to access it. What I didn't realize is that I can just gently, there was no tension, I was able to just gently push it back. So this is what you want. Don't force it, okay, if you get into that. All right, so now removing the print head. So you're not actually removing this entire thing. There's the print head itself is like slid into this. So you need to press this down, try not to break any nails in the meantime, and pull it out. Okay, it's not lifting up, it's pulling out. In looking at this screen here, this positioning here, it's going to pull to the right. Use one hand to hold the print head area in place and then pop it out. So you really have to pinch this and then pull, oh my God, and hold on to it. Okay, so here is the full device. Okay. Once you get that print head out of there, you can take the new one out of the packaging. Now, what you can see while I'm doing this is that I have a paper towel down at the bottom just because if anything drips, and you can see that it actually did. So just to protect the base there. So when you pull the new print head out of the packaging, it is going to have this rubber silicone material that is covering the actual like ink injection areas. I don't know all the technical terms to all of this stuff, so you'll just have to bear with me. That gray piece needs to be removed, okay? You're going to see it here in just a second. So pull that piece out. And then what you're going to do is you are going to position the print head exactly like the other one is, keeping in mind that those tabs should be in the same position, print head down, and it's just going to slide back into place exactly where the other one is. Once you do that, then you're going to use the hex tool again to tighten those screws. Okay, yeah, we need to press this all the way back down and then screw this back into place. Okay, so now I need to put this back on. Okay, and I will put the cover back on. And then we'll go back to the app to see what to do next. The app will tell you if you have successfully done that, and you see that I have. So now you need to go back through the initializing process again, pulling the ink all the way through the line. So just keep following what is on the app. I am going to tell you that this should have taken about 45 minutes. It took me much longer because every single time it got to one of the print cartridges, it told me that it was less than 10% and I needed to replace it. So one by one, I replaced each one and it seemed to start over every single time. So once I got to the very end, it finally did say that it was successful. Now, the next thing that I needed to do is do a print test to see what is actually happening here. Is this going to, did this solve the problem?
And the good news is it worked. I did not get a test print that looked like my original. I was actually shocked at what I got. And it looks like this. Dramatically different. No longer that clear dots, those clear dots that you can only barely see when you're going like this. You can see them through the screen, through the monitor, this far away, okay? This is what you're looking for. So if you are having trouble with your white, if you're starting to doubt, am I actually getting the white that I am supposed to be getting? You need to do a test print immediately and see. Now, the other thing that I'm going to tell you is once I started questioning if my white was not working correctly, I created a file that was just a bunch of bars, right? And each bar I said, okay, this one is one layer of white, and I put a 1W next to it. Then I did a 2W and I changed each of them. This is how it printed, okay? So this was, before I did my print head change, this was one layer of white. It's literally barely there. This down here, which still doesn't even look like white, was 6. Now I'm going to show you what I did after and the difference after I changed my print head. Same thing, same file, nothing else changed, but you can see a dramatic difference. So the point here is that you don't need and you should not have to be putting down layers and layers and layers of white, even if your file or your image, your UV DTF is going, your UV design, whether it's a sticker or direct to object, is going on black. Okay. This is what mine were starting to look like before. You can't even see. This should be completely white out, all right? But it's not. And that's when you know you have a problem. So I am going to do other videos on the best settings, what you should be able to expect from this. This printer can do a really, really good job. Unfortunately, if you're having issues with your white, especially with what I showed you here, something like this, again, though, you're going to need to use a test print to show support, but you should not be getting basically a black square with little clear or off blue, light blue, transparent dots on it. It needs to be white lines. All right. All right, guys, information. Everything else is in the description below. Make sure you hit the thumbs up so that we can help spread the word about this. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I'll do plenty more videos on the EufyMake E1, both projects and tutorials. And of course, everything else that I have here in my office, which includes dozens of different types of printers. And see you guys soon.